Words have power, but most men don't understand how to wield them. They think attraction comes from compliments, gifts, or showing affection. But the real power lies in restraint. When you can control what you say, when you choose your words carefully and leave just enough unsaid, that's when the real magic happens. Because when you speak the right words at the right time, you don't just communicate your thoughts. You communicate desire. The 4 words I'm about to reveal aren't about flattery. They're about creating intrigue. They're not about telling her she's beautiful or cute or funny. They're about making her feel wanted, without you ever having to beg for her attention. If you want her to think about you long after the conversation ends, to lay in bed wondering what you meant by what you said, this is how you do it. Most men make the mistake of speaking too much. They flood her with words, trying to impress her, trying to connect. But the emotionally intelligent man knows that silence is just as powerful as speech. The less you give, the more she wants to know. The words I'm going to reveal aren't about saying everything you feel. They're about saying just enough to trigger her curiosity. Imagine this. You're talking to her. You've got her attention, but instead of continuing to pour out everything about yourself, you leave her hanging. You give her just a glimpse of something deeper, and then you pull back. You create a moment where her mind is forced to work. And that's when she starts chasing you. Not because you gave her everything, but because you gave her just enough to make her want more. The 4 words I'm about to share are designed to create that exact feeling, to leave her wondering, questioning, and thinking about you long after the conversation is over. These words don't rely on making her feel good in a superficial way. They don't lean on compliments about her appearance or her personality. Instead, they tap into something deeper. What makes them so powerful is that they shift the dynamic. They put the ball in her court, make her wonder about your feelings, and spark the curiosity that will keep her up at night. Because here's the truth. Attraction doesn't come from being predictable. It comes from being a challenge, someone who keeps her on edge, wanting to know more. Now imagine saying these 4 words, and watch her mind start racing. If you're ready to start commanding attention without chasing, subscribe and hit the bell. You won't want to miss what's next. The magic of these words lies in their simplicity. They're not long-winded or complicated. They're not about impressing her with what you say. They're about saying just enough to make her feel something, a spark, a pull. It's the kind of statement that leaves her thinking, did he mean that? What does he really think about me? You're not giving her all the answers. In fact, you're giving her just enough to make her crave more. You've created a gap in her mind that she can't ignore. And the more she thinks about it, the deeper the attraction becomes. The best part? You don't even need to say these words in every conversation. You don't need to overuse them. The less you say them, the more impactful they are. That's the power of strategic silence. By saying just enough, you control the flow of the conversation and leave her wanting to figure you out. The beauty of these 4 words is that they don't just spark curiosity. They make her feel like she's in unexplored territory. They make her wonder what's beneath the surface. And that's exactly where you want her mind to go. When a woman starts to wonder about you, to question what you really think, who you truly are, she starts building a mental image of you. And that image isn't based on what you tell her. It's based on what you leave unsaid. You see, the mind fills in the blanks, and it does so with the strongest emotion it feels. If she's intrigued by you, her mind will fill those blanks with desire. If she's challenged, she'll fill those blanks with fascination. And this is the magic. Once you've planted that seed of curiosity, it grows on its own. She'll find herself thinking about you, wondering about you, desiring you. And all you did was say 4 simple words. Now let's talk about why these words are so irresistible. It's not about what's said. It's about what's implied. These 4 words don't give her everything. They don't solve the mystery. In fact, they deepen it. They leave her craving for more because she can't quite place you. When a woman feels that there's more to you than meets the eye, when she senses that you're not just giving her everything on a silver platter, she starts imagining. And imagination is the strongest tool in attraction. Imagine she's sitting alone at night, replaying the moment you said those words. She'll wonder, what did he mean by that? Why did he say it that way? And in those moments, she's no longer thinking about the superficial things. She's thinking about you. You've entered her subconscious. That's the power of the right words at the right time. You don't have to keep impressing her. You just have to make her remember you. Now here's where you truly separate yourself from other men. Most guys think they need to work harder to impress women. Always chasing, always performing, always striving to be the one she notices. But the emotionally intelligent man, he knows it's not about effort. It's about presence. The key to these 4 words is that they let you stand apart without saying much. You don't have to constantly prove yourself. You don't need to win her over. You just need to show up, be grounded in who you are, and let the intrigue build on its own. By holding back, by allowing just the right amount of mystery, you give her a reason to keep coming back for more. You create a space where she has to work for it. She has to think about you. She has to want to figure you out. And that feeling, the feeling of needing to chase, to seek, to unravel the mystery, is what keeps her hooked. When you understand this dynamic, you realize that attraction isn't something you need to chase. It's something you create. The moment you start speaking in riddles, holding back just enough, and letting her come to her own conclusions, you become magnetic. You don't need to lay everything out for her. You don't need to be the man who always gives the answers. You need to be the one who makes her wonder, and in doing so, makes her want more. And the beauty of this is that it's natural. It's not forced. It's not a trick. It's simply understanding the way attraction works and letting it unfold in its own time. As she begins to chase you, you're not running. You're standing still, grounded in your own power, letting her come to you at her own pace. And when she does, you'll know that you've cracked the code. You didn't need to chase. You didn't need to impress. You just needed to be. By now, you understand that attraction is not something you can force. It's something you create by being mysterious, composed, and emotionally grounded. When you master the art of holding back just enough, when you choose your words carefully and use silence as your tool, you position yourself as the prize. Women don't chase men who are easily accessible. They chase the ones who make them work for it. They chase the ones who make them question. What is he thinking? Does he like me? Why is he acting like this? The key is creating that space where she has to wonder. And the longer she wonders, the more invested she becomes. When you stop chasing, you stop playing by her rules. You make her play by yours. And that's when the real attraction begins. Now, you've got it. The secret isn't in saying the right things or chasing her every move. It's about controlling the space between you, keeping just enough distance to make her crave more. The moment you stop giving everything away, you make her start chasing. The moment you stop being predictable, you ignite that curiosity, that desire, that keeps her thinking about you long after you've gone. So, remember these 4 words. Say them with confidence. Say them with meaning. And watch how she'll think about you all night long. You don't need to impress her. You just need to leave her wondering. Because the man who can do that is the man she can't resist. If you've found this powerful, subscribe and tap the bell. You're not going to want to miss what's next. This is Marble Masculinity. Stay calm, stay in control, stay unforgettable.